Thank you, Tashira. Marcoz, say his name.
Marcoz.
Say his name.
Marcoz.
Say his name.
Marcoz.
Say his name.
Marcoz.
Alyjah, say his name.
Alyjah.
Say his name.
Alyjah.
Say his name.
Alyjah.
Say his name.
Alyjah.
When they had thrown down spikes and the car ran off the road and turned into a deadly crash, they said 3 of the youth ran away from the car.
No.
Pay attention.
No.
They said 3 of the youth ran away from the car. Do the math. 2 had died. 1 had a punctured lung. 1 was temporarily paralyzed from the waist down. Another was unconscious. And then 1 had the ability to possibly run away. And the one that was unconscious was rattled, wasn't able to get away. So how do 3 run away from a car that cannot? And that's a lie that they sell. That's a lie that they want you to believe. Bob Fletcher runs a live streaming program called Live on Patrol. And while on that program, he will crack jokes about marginalized communities, about Black death, and about lynchings. He cracked a joke about sundown towns several months ago and said, you know, back in the day, we would just tell these people to go home at sundown. And then he chuckles afterwards. Does that sound right? Does that sound right?
That's not bullshit.
Does that sound right?
No.
Because I don't get it.
It's a man in charge.
I don't get it. He's supposed to be the sheriff of Ramsey County, goes on the record, says that he is personally hurt or personally impacted by the loss of Marcoz and Alyjah. Then you would personally be here. Yes. You would personally show up. You would personally apologize. You would personally take accountability. You would be a human about it, but he's not. And as the kids say, he's showing his ass. That's who he is. That's not a flaw, that's a feature. That's who Bob Fletcher is. He does not care about you. He looks at your kids as jokes. He looks at my black skin as expendable. He looks at your brown skin as expendable. That's who he is. And he needs to be off. He needs to be off the force.
That's right.
He needs to be let go. Kids are out here losing their lives. Black folks are out here losing their lives. The least he can do is lose his job.
Cracking jokes.
And for the Maplewood Police Department, for the North St. Paul Police Department, and for the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department, they need to make a statement on this. They need to come out here and apologize to these families. They need to come out here and say something. Because the narrative that you're being sold, that I'll tell to the youth right now, you're being told that you're expendable. You're being told that you are worthy of being run off the road, being killed, and then they don't say anything about it. That is the narrative that they're running.
They can kill our kids and go home.
Bob Fletcher will go to your school. Raise your hand if you've seen Bob Fletcher before.
Come on, you guys. Fuck you, Bob.
Raise your hand.
Look at that.
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand if you've seen Bob Fletcher before.
Social profiles, all these.
He will come out to schools, get to know these kids of color, just so he can better profile communities. And I'm saying no more. What are we saying?
No more.
What are we saying?
No more.
What are we saying?
No more.
You see Bob Fletcher, I don't know that man, I don't talk to that man, I don't fuss with that man. He doesn't get permission to talk to our community members anymore because he is talking to your kid to profile your kid. He sees a future inmate, he sees a future cellmate in your brown or black child, in your poor child. He is trying to criminalize communities, turn us into future prison inmates, and I am saying no more. What are we saying?
No more.
What are we saying?
No more.
What are we saying?
No more.
What are we saying?
No more.
What are we saying?
No more.
What are we saying?
No more.
What are we saying?
No more.
Absolutely no more. Because nobody should be relegated to be looked at as a future criminal.
That's right.
Didn't do anything. Didn't hurt anybody. Followed that car for several miles, lied about it. Somebody recorded it from the front porch. They then went back and antagonized that black woman. That neighbor. I pull off of the highway coming down here just now. Who pulls up behind me? Ramsey County Sheriff. He's sitting on the side of the road. The second I pass by, he starts moving. I don't believe in coincidences. This is happening for a reason. And this reason is because this city, this area needs to change. Villavicencio was the only elected official that came out here and apologized. The mayor has been insensitive, the rest of the city council has been unaccountable, and they need to come out here and show up. So for all the youth up here that knew Marcoz and Alyjah, stand up right here. Stand up right here. Have these cameras see you. Have these cameras see you. Look at these kids. Bob Fletcher should be out here. Bob Fletcher should be out here apologizing to these children.
If it's Bob's kid,
If it was Bob's kid, he would have done something about it. And if it was a kid from a neighborhood with a higher property value, they might have said or done something about it. So we're going to march today, and we're going to hear from more families and youth. So while you're here, I want you to think of something in remembrance of Alyjah or Marcoz. Because we could say it where we're marching to. We can say it where we're marching to. So to Bob Fletcher and the rest of the police departments, this is what we have to say. Put your fists up, y'all.
And they'll hear
Repeat
us.
after me. I am somebody. I